welcome back to U.S. Mint News and Reviews. I'm Son of a Silver Stacker. Let's get to it. Now, over here at moneymetals.com, you're looking at an American Silver Eagle whose premium is $8.39. Yes, it is. Now, over here to the bullion sales of the United States Mint, no new tale to tell. We still have 1.5 million and 16.5 million American Silver Eagles struck for 2023. And I'd really like to see this number here at the bottom above 21 million. I think if we do, we'll see the premiums come down a bit more. Now, over here to coinweek.com, there's an excellent article written by Tyler Rossi, and it's titled 10 coins worth more than face value that you can find in your pocket change or in your change, right? Now, the first one being a no P Roosevelt dime, and there it is. Bam! There's the P there. You can see there on the obverse just above the date. Well, look at that. Above the date, there should either be a D or a P. However, this one has none. Isn't that something? Now, in 1982, the United States Mint released the first circulation coin that did not bear the correct obverse mint mark, the Roosevelt dime. This error occurred 2 years after Philadelphia started including a mint mark on dimes. A mint worker must have forgotten to punch the P mint mark into the obverse die before inserting it into the coin press. These coins were originally discovered in Sandusky, Ohio, in December of their year of issue. All right, handed out as change by the local Cedar Point amusement park. That's amazing. It is unknown exactly how many examples left in it, but a contemporary die was expected to produce between 70 and 80,000 of these coins, despite the two main grading services, NGC and PCGS, having only certified 3,314 examples. It is estimated that approximately 15,000 of these pieces still survive to this day. In mid-mint state condition, these coins are worth between $200 and $300, while examples with full band designation regularly sell for $450 to $500. Now, this is interesting here, the Indian head cent, and there it is among all these Lincoln and Zinken cents. Struck from 1859 to 1909, the mint produced a total of 1.8 billion Indian head cents across all facilities. These highly popular coins depict Lady Liberty in a Native American headdress surrounded by the legend United States of America on the obverse and the denomination 1 cent surrounded by a wreath on the reverse. After over a century of collectors pulling them from circulation, these coins are rarely given out in change anymore. Nevertheless, it's still possible to find an example every once in a while. Early examples are easily distinguishable from Lincoln cents due to their composition. Until 1864, these coins were struck in a copper-clad, copper-nickel alloy instead of the now common bronze, as such have a distinctly different color. And there you can see it right there. It is much different than the other ones that you see here. All right. Now, as with most coins, varieties exist that sell for big bucks, but most circulated examples are worth between $1 and $10. And if you don't see the Liberty on the headdress, yeah, you're probably, if it's a regular example, it's probably not worth too much money. Maybe $1, $1.50, $2, maybe. Now, here we go. My favorite, early Lincoln wheat cents. I love that. It's such an awesome design, and it's very Art Deco to me, but that's just me. With the change in design from older Indian head cent to the new Lincoln wheat cent, the mint ushered in a new era of American numismatics, including all reverse types. The Lincoln cent is the longest continually running series in all of American coinage. All right, from 1909 to this day, and these wheat cents were 1909 to 1958, 1959 being the first year of the Lincoln Memorial cent. All right, now, while all wheat cents contained more than 1 cent worth of copper, the composition was not changed to copper-plated zinc. That's what I call a Zinken cent until 1982, and about half the year had copper, bronze, and the other half had Zinken. All right. This means that circulated examples from the 1930s and earlier generally are worth slightly more. Pieces from the 1910s in well-circulated condition could sell for $1 to $2, while pieces from the 20s and 30s will sell between 5 cents and $1. In higher grades, however, examples can fetch much more, with some high-grade pieces selling for over $10,000. And here's the war penny, I like to call it, 1943 steel Lincoln cent. And if you can find these in good condition without being rusted out, you know what? Good job. I would keep a hold of that and probably consider having it graded. Now, if you're looking at change and see a rusty Lincoln cent, congratulations. You found a 1943 steel cent struck only for 1 year, all right? I can't even say that. For only 1 year, the United States replaced the copper in the cent with steel to help with the war effort. And I do believe they were trying to make shells out of those copper. All right. Placed in circulation in February 1943, those coins drew nearly immediate complaints from the public for two main reasons. Firstly, it was not unusual for coin machines to reject these coins. Secondly, steel cents were easily confused with more valuable silver dimes. And I think this goes along with the Susan B. Anthony dollar and people confusing it with the quarter. Now, I myself back in the day also confused the Susan B. Anthony dollar with the quarter, only because I really didn't look at it. I saw the size, I saw the color, and I was like, it's a quarter. But oh no, contraire, mon frere. That's actually, I think, a big problem the United States Mint has when designing coins is that general public really, they don't really look at the coins. They just see the size, the shape, and the color, and that's it. And they call it a day, and they assume or presume that it is what they think it is. Now, of the 1.1 billion steel cents struck in 1943, many were either recalled by the Mint during the 1950s and 1960s or subsequently became severely rusted after years of circulation. As a result, very few examples survive in pristine condition. These high-grade coins bring quite a premium, with perfectly preserved examples worth up to $3,000, while other high-grade but not perfect coins are worth about $100 to $200. Circulating examples are worth between 5 cents and $1. And here we go. Some people like to call this junk silver or constitutional silver. But yeah, I think this was a huge change, not pun intended, I guess, for the United States numismatic and our economy. All right. And think about it. We've had silver and gold in our coins for a good time. And only then did they start blaming people. Well, you got to see this. It's amazing. Now, according to the Coinage Act of 1965, the U.S. eliminated silver from all circulating dimes and quarters while reducing the silver content from 90 to 40% in the half dollars. What caused this? Well, dramatically increased demand for silver and the subsequent rise in its price. According to the Treasury Department, the Mint utilized over 111 million troy ounces of silver in 1963, which was a 193% increase from 1958. Isn't that something? So by they ate up that silver. There were legitimate fears of hoarding, which could contribute to an economic recession. And in order to reduce the use of silver, the federal government decided to switch to nickel-plated copper coinage, otherwise known as clad. And folks, it's kind of funny, it's kind of ironic now because nickel and copper are now strategic metals, which I would imagine it would only be a certain amount of time before we see our nickel-plated copper coinage from the 50-cent pieces, the quarters, nickels, and all the circulating change except the Lincoln cent back to a different metal, maybe with the manganese, who knows, otherwise known as clad. So we're definitely in the market for a change with our circulating coins. In circulating grades, these coins are called junk silver by collectors, and I imagine constitutional silvers by other folks, and are generally only worth the melt value of their silver content when found in change. According to the spot silver price for September 15, 2023 of $22.86 per ounce, a pre-1965 half dollars, quarters, and dimes are worth approximately $8, $4, and $1.67 respectively. Here we go. Silver war nickels. These are kind of fun. As with the 1943 steel Lincoln cent, the U.S. Mint changed the composition of the Jefferson nickel during World War II from the regular 75% copper and the 25% nickel alloy to a new 35% silver, 9% manganese, and 56% copper alloy. Officially struck from 1943 to 1945, these war nickels, and you can see the mint mark right under E pluribus unum, and that's a big giveaway right there as to what you have in your hot little hands, because normally the mint mark's over here on the right side of Monticello. All right, war nickels can still occasionally be found in pocket change and are easily identifiable by their large new mint marks P, D, and S on the reverse above Monticello. A total of 11 official types exist, with the first year issue being struck only at the Philadelphia and San Francisco mints. The remaining dates, 1944 and 1945, were produced at all three mints, including Denver. All in all, a total of 870 million war nickels were struck. All right, that's amazing. Since each war nickel contains $1.29 worth of metal as of September 15, 2023, circulated examples sell for roughly $1 a piece. However, high-grade examples can be worth hundreds, if not thousands of dollars. The highest price ever paid for a non-air silver war nickel is $22,000. That's a hyperlink, folks, for a 1944D graded MS-68 full steps by PCGS on August 12th. Oh, wow, that was way back when. Who knows what it'd be worth now in August 2012 auction. That's amazing. Now, 2004 Wisconsin State Quarter with an extra leaf. It says 5 years into the 50 State Quarter series, collectors identified the series' first major variety pair, the 2004 Wisconsin quarters with extra leaves. These two varieties both include an extra leaf on the corn husk on the left side of the ear of the corn. First discovered in December of that year, the Wisconsin quarter added a whole new spin to the public's interest in the series and prompted many people to search freshly issued bank rolls of quarters. Now, could the United States Mint do that just to add interest to their coins? Absolutely. Why not, right? Remember the first year issue of the American Women Quarters, the Maya Angelou? That one had a nesting bird on it right there. Remember the nesting bird, what looked like it was carrying a twig back to its nest? Yeah, that's amazing. NGC and PCGS, could an employee done that? Yeah, absolutely. It looks too perfect. NGC and PCGS have certified a combined population of 19,000 of these coins, with 11,000 of them being of the low and 8,000 of them being in the high extra leaf varieties. With one example graded in MS67 sold for 1,020 in February of 2022. Most examples in mid-mint state sell for $150 to $200. Now, folks, do you have any of these coins? I'll tell you, if you do, congratulations to you. Now, here we go. In 1965, Roosevelt's silver dime, officially the United States Mint, changed the composition of circulating dimes from 90% silver to a clad copper and nickel planchet in 1965. And I imagine that these are leftover planchets from the 1964 period. But the Mint also continued to strike 1964 dated dimes from leftover silver planchets, there you go, until they used up the remaining stock. This production was also intended to meet economic demand and to prove that the government was not hoarding silver coins. A few of the old silver planchets somehow entered the clad coinage production line, resulting in an interesting transitional era. And folks, those are probably some of the most opportune times when you're coin collecting, is when the Mint does transitions, okay? Those time periods, those occasions they can foster some awesome errors. Quite rare, only a handful of examples have hit the auction block over the past 20 years, with hammer prices between $1,900 and $16,500. Nevertheless, there is an ever so slight chance that a collector might spot the coin in his or her change. And you know what silver's like compared to the clad coinage. Now look at this, 2007 George Washington presidential dollar with a missing edge lettering, all right. As the first coin of the presidential dollar series, the George Washington design was released amid a wave of interest and high mintages. Of the 340 million struck in Philadelphia and Denver, this is by far the most common entry in this series. Yet by the end of February 2007, collectors had started to report an interesting error. Some Washington presidential dollars were missing their edge lettering, which included the date 2007, the mint mark either P or D, and the mottos E pluribus unum and In God We Trust. This happened because the edge lettering on circulating coin was struck in a separate process using an edge incusing machine after the faces were struck by the coin press. All right, it is thought that an entire bin of 250,000 of these coins were released without the edge lettering. Since NGC and PCGS together report a total of 63,653 grading events as of September 15th, it is quite possible that there are more coins waiting to be found in pocket change. Today, these dollars sell for $50 to $60 in low to mid-mint state, and up to $300 in mint state 67. Now here we go, 1955 double die penny. This is probably one of the most striking errors of all time. I mean, look at the Liberty and God We Trust, and the date there, just wacky. I mean, they're all over the map. Now, it says here, struck during one night shift. Oh boy, it's the night shift they're blaming. At the Philadelphia Mint, the 1955 double die Lincoln cent is one of the most famous United States mint errors and die varieties. A coin die is made by using a hub to strike an incuse that's a negative image into a die blink, requiring a massive amount of force. It takes multiple blows to fully force the design into the die. The die used for the double 1955 cent must have shifted between blows, thus creating the doubling effect. Now, it has been estimated that of the 40,000 examples struck, between 20,000 and 24,000 were released into circulation. The vast majority were quickly pulled from circulation, so a lot of examples survive in relatively good condition. However, very few survive mint state. High-grade examples with a red color designation can sell between $7,000 and $12,000. The more common high AU uncirculated mid-mint state examples with a brown color designation sell for $2,000 to $3,000. And I do believe these were found in cigarette machines, if I'm not mistaken, if my history serves me well. Now let's go to those plus ones, folks. I hope you're able to find some of these awesome examples of these coins that are still available in your pocket change, right? Isn't that something? Now, over here to the plus ones, we got Psalm 34:15. It says here, turn from evil and do good. Seek peace and pursue it. And I believe it is our duty to proactively work for peace and turn away from evil, or even doing evil. Now, over here at 99.9 KOIN Coin News Radio, this is When in Rome, the promise. Yes, so there it is, folks. I want to thank you all for watching. Thanks for dropping by. Don't forget to hit that like button. And if you do like what you hear and see, well, sub the channel. It's free. Stacker out.